Hi everyone! In this video, I will share my top 3 favorite books to read if you have a hearing loss or you know somebody who has a hearing loss. My name is Prajakta and I am an audiologist with over a decade's experience in the field of audiology. But apart from all things audiology, I'm also an avid reader and I thought I should share the books that gave me an insight into how the world looks for a person with hearing loss. It's helped me empathize with individuals who have had hearing loss and view the world in a completely different perspective. So let's jump in. So, the first book we are going to talk about is Living with Hearing Loss and Deafness by Samantha Baines. Now, this book was a really good, how do I put it? It's a complete beginner's guide or a 101 of what it feels like having a hearing loss. So, Samantha Baines is an actress, a comedian, and an author, and a television personality based here in the UK. And she wrote this book when she was diagnosed with hearing loss. So it's quite a witty book, filled with real life experiences of Samantha learning and orienting herself to her new life with hearing loss. So she explores the world of living with a hearing loss and learning how to manage it, yet how to live a fulfilling life. And she throws in some light-hearted humor along the way, and she covers a lot of different topics which we all would, a person with hearing loss would want to know. Like, for example, what is hearing loss? What are the different definitions of hearing loss? What level of hearing loss do you have? What is a hearing aid? How does that help? What is tinnitus? What can you do? Where can you find support groups to help you in your journey with hearing loss? So it's got a lot of information, but it's still written in such a comprehensible and succinct way that I think this is a definite must read for anyone who is new to hearing loss or have any friends or family who has hearing loss. The second book that I would like to recommend is Sound by Bella Bathurst. Bella Bathurst is a lady who gradually started getting hearing loss when she was in her early 20s, and she spent almost 10 to 12 years with the hearing loss until finally there was a day when she was told that there's a surgery that can help her get her hearing back. So it's quite a remarkable journey of finding her way back into hearing after suffering with hearing loss for about 12 years. Okay, so she delves into the depth of how hearing loss can impact different spheres of our lives. I especially really liked the chapter on listening, because I think listening is a skill that is lost now, because I find, and this is just something that I think, but I do find that people nowadays are just hearing for the sake of responding rather than actually taking the time and listening to conversations, making the other person feel heard, listening to truly be a part of the conversation. And I think this skill is slowly but steadily getting lost. So she has a whole chapter dedicated to listening, and it highlights on how many of us actually take listening for granted and don't spend so much time to appreciate our hearing. The book overall is very, very informative. It's quite intimate because it follows the life of Bella and her journey, where she explores and meets different people, has lots of interviews with people who've had hearing loss, and it's quite eye-opening. And I think, I personally feel that this book would resonate with everyone very closely. It would resonate with each individual who suffered hearing loss at any point in their life. I've had hearing loss when I had an ear infection. I've had tinnitus, and I know that when I was reading this book, I felt like I was living Bella's life. So I knew what she was feeling, the frustration of missing out on conversations, the depression you feel when you feel left out of a conversation, the lack of motivation of going out to a social gathering. When we have a hearing loss, all of these emotions, they each one of us feels it. So I think when we read this book, we would be able to resonate with it. It's a very truthfully written book. It's very frank, and to be honest, sometimes it can be a bit of a difficult read, but I think that's what makes it a beautiful book as well, because it is so brutally honest that it makes you realize that you're not alone in this journey of hearing loss, and she has a lot of communication tips that we can use if we have family members or friends who have hearing loss as well. Please do give this book a read, because I really think it has so much value to add to our knowledge, or our awareness about hearing loss. So my third and final favorite book is Love Sounds Like. It's a children's book, quite surprisingly, but it is so heartwarming, inclusive, and educational. Hannah Conway has written it brilliantly. She makes use of these really soft, calming rhymes that are so peaceful to read. And she's explained this vast, deep concept in such a simplified manner that even children find it easy enough to follow. The story revolves around a small boy called Shepherd who wears a cochlear implant, and because of being unable to hear, at night before he goes to bed, just before he removes his sound processor, he asks his mum, "Mummy, what does love sound like?" And the book is the mother's answer, where she tells him and explains that love transcends all our senses. She explains to him the different ways in which we smell, we taste, we hear, we see, and we feel love. And it's a very, very simple yet very moving book for all ages, especially so for parents with young children who have hearing loss, or if you are a person who's had hearing loss from a young age, and oh, it's a book about love, and it's beautifully expressed in and by encompassing all our senses, and giving us a deeper understanding that love has no barriers, and I really think it's just such a lovely, lovely book. It's going to put your mind in a very happy, peaceful sort of a state. So, yeah, those were my three favorite books. That is Living with Hearing Loss and Deafness by Samantha Baines, Sound by Bella Bathurst, and Love Sounds Like by Hannah Conway. So, give them all a read and tell me if you like them. And I'll see you very soon with another video. If you like my videos, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you very soon. Bye bye. Good night.